Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a massive, high-stakes catch-22, sitting right at the very heart of modern financial crime detection. AegisFL, solving the banking privacy paradox. Think about it for a second. How do banks actually catch global, borderless criminals, the ones who constantly exploit jurisdictional boundaries without breaking strict privacy laws? Well, it's an absolutely massive headache for the entire financial sector right now. And that brings us to our core obstacle, the banking privacy paradox. See, to catch these sophisticated, decentralized fraud rings, banks desperately need to pool their transaction data. They need that massive data pool to train highly accurate AI models. But legally, they literally cannot do it. Regulations strictly prohibit centralizing this kind of sensitive information. It is such a frustrating tug of war. On one side, catching criminals requires extensive data sharing. But on the flip side, strict regulations, think GDPR and regional banking secrecy laws, strictly forbid putting all that sensitive, legally protected information into one centralized location. It's a bureaucratic bottleneck, and it leaves banks operating totally in the dark. Section 1. The solution: federated learning. Let's look at how a platform called AegisFL shatters this exact bottleneck. The absolute secret here is this concept: decoupling the machine learning process from data custody. Basically, instead of moving all that sensitive data to the AI models, which, remember, violates those privacy laws we just talked about, AegisFL turns the whole thing upside down. They push the mathematical models directly to the banks. So, here's how AegisFL works in practice. The models get pushed out, they're updated locally using the bank's own transaction data right there on site, and then, here's the kicker: only the encrypted insights, basically mathematical gradients, are sent back to the central system. This works globally for massive Tier 1 multinational banks, but it's also a total game changer in emerging markets. Take Bangladesh, for example. It unifies threat intelligence for mobile financial services, like bKash and Nagad, so they can catch cross-platform fraud rings without ever breaching local data sharing laws. The absolutely crucial point is this: raw data never leaves the host bank's local servers. Not ever. This super elegant privacy-preserving approach is a huge departure from legacy anti-money laundering software. Older systems like Actimize or Oracle. Those legacy systems basically force data into centralized lakes, which just created massive regulatory liabilities for everyone involved. Moving on to Section 2, the moat, elite cryptography. Because AegisFL isn't just some basic AI wrapper. No, their secret sauce is GPU-accelerated, fully homomorphic encryption over the torus, or, thankfully, CGGI for short. I know it's a massive mouthful of cryptographic jargon, but here is the so what. Historically, computing on encrypted data was incredibly secure, sure, but it was just far too slow to be useful in fast-paced real-time finance. While AegisFL completely shatters that speed limit. By leveraging a cutting-edge execution framework called Arcturx, this platform evaluates these encrypted neural networks up to 18 times faster than traditional CPU-bound libraries. 18 times! That kind of speed makes real-time, cross-border fraud detection in the cloud actually possible. And here's the crazy part. Despite all that elite, highly complex cryptography running in the background, it is entirely accessible via a zero-code web interface. A compliance officer can literally deploy a secure node with just a few clicks. It operates exactly like a standard B2B SaaS product. No coding required. Section 3. A profitable double engine. Now, let's shift gears to the commercial side and see how they actually monetize this tech. The market for federated learning technology is absolutely surging, driven straight by sectors that require strict compliance. We are looking at a massive jump from $1.21 billion in 2025 to a projected $17.46 billion by 2035. That is a jaw-dropping 30.5% compound annual growth rate. To capture a slice of that massive pie, AegisFL uses an interconnected hybrid pricing model. Step 1 is a tiered node licensing fee. That's a flat B2B SaaS subscription for the firewall nodes, scaling up based on data volume. Step 2 is a decentralized threat API. Basically, whenever a bank pings the system for a real-time risk score on a high-value transaction, they pay a usage-based microtransaction fee. Put those two together and it generates highly scalable, recurring enterprise revenue. Thanks for joining me for this explainer today, and I really hope this gave you a clear picture of exactly how privacy-preserving technology is changing the game.